Bonjour. Today we're going to start with a little bit of bell work. If your notebook's not open, please open it up, and you're going to take some notes. Well, actually, going to translate first, and then we're going to take some notes. So we're going to translate the following paragraph. Madame is a fantastic teacher. She is patient and nice. She is also very smart. Sometimes she is funny. She is not often late to class. We like Madame a lot. So please press pause and write these sentences in French. If you don't know a word, just leave a space and you can fill it in when we go over it together. Press pause. Okay, you finished translating that. Here's the translation in French. Check this against what you have. Madame est une prof fantastique. Elle est patiente et gentille. Elle est aussi très intelligente. De temps en temps, elle est amusante. Elle n'est pas souvent en retard à la classe. Nous aimons beaucoup Madame. So take a look at yours, see what kind of mistakes you made, if you made any at all. Mistakes are for learning, so don't feel bad if you made a mistake. Just take a notice of what exactly it should be. And then we'll go on to the next page. Okay. Something just happened to my computer. Hold on one second. There we go. All right, so we have a test coming up. At the end of this week or beginning of next week, we'll have to see how the schedule works. So what we're going to do is we're going to review the 4 different verbs that we learned in the past couple weeks, and we're going to look at the expressions that go with them. So the first verbs that we're going to go over are the faire expressions. Ask yourself, do you know what faire means? I'm going to give you a second to think about it. Excuse me. Faire means to do or to make, right? To do or to make. So there are lots of expressions we learned that use the verb faire. So I'm going to ask you to take a look at each one and think of a sentence saying that you do these things. How do I say, I am paying attention? Or maybe how do I say, he is paying attention? And I'm going to ask you just to translate it, make a sentence out of the verb. You're not really translating it because you're making up the sentence as you go. So the first one, faire attention, means to pay attention. So please tell me, how would I say he's paying attention? We're doing this out loud. Exactly. Il fait attention. Il fait attention. How about I'm doing my homework? If faire ses devoirs is to do your homework, how would I say I'm doing my homework? Right. Je fais mes devoirs. Je fais mes devoirs. Faire une promenade, to go for a walk. How would you say I'm going for a walk? Je fais une promenade. Excellent. Je fais une promenade. How about to do the cooking? I'm doing the cooking. Faire la cuisine is to do the cooking. So how would I say I'm doing the cooking? Je fais la cuisine. Super. To do the dishes is faire la vaisselle. So please tell me that you are doing the dishes. Je fais la vaisselle. Excellent. Je fais la vaisselle. And the last one, faire les courses, is to do the food shopping. Tell me, I am doing the food shopping. Je fais les courses. Excellent. Je fais les courses. All right, we're going to do some speaking practice. We've done this before. You're going to make a sentence with each box using a faire expression based on the activity in that box. You can put them all in the je form, all in the il form, all in the elle form, whichever form you want. But be consistent. Or actually, you don't have to be consistent. You can change if you want to also. The point is to be practicing the phrases. Don't pay any attention to the A's and the B's. That's for something else. I just stuck it in here. So for example, the first one in the upper left-hand corner, I could say, je fais attention. I'm paying attention. Or I could talk about her and I could say, elle fait attention. Right? So for each one, faire un voyage, faire un pique-nique, faire des achats, faire les courses, all the different ones that we learned, right? The ones that I just reviewed are not all the ones that we learned. So do the best you can, come up with a sentence for each one. Press pause now to do that and press play when you're done. Okay, let's go on to avoir expressions. We've reviewed the faire expressions. Now we're going to practice the avoir expressions. First of all, let's look at some of the expressions that we learned, right? These are a little blurry, I apologize, right? Avoir faim, avoir soif, we learned those last year, to be hungry or thirsty. Avoir chaud, to be hot. Avoir froid, to be cold. Avoir raison, to be right. Avoir tort, to be wrong. Avoir peur, peur, to be afraid. Avoir sommeil, to be sleepy. Oh, j'ai sommeil. Avoir de la chance, to be lucky. Avoir l'air. J'ai l'air contente. I seem very happy, right? Doesn't mean I am, just means I seem it. Okay, so for each one, we're going to make up a sentence about ourselves. So please tell me, tu as faim? I'm going to answer my question. Tu as faim? You'd answer, oui, j'ai faim. Or non, j'ai soif. Tell me anything, either answer you want. Tu as faim? Tu as chaud? Tu as raison? Tu as peur? Tu as sommeil? Tu as de la chance? Tu as l'air intéressant. That's not a question, I'm just saying. Tu as l'air intéressant. You seem interesting, right? That's how we don't usually use that in a question, but that's the way we would use that. J'ai l'air, il a l'air fatigué. He seems really tired. Il a l'air fatigué. All right, so we're going to do the same kind of thing we did with the faire. We're going to do now with all these different expressions. Each one of these pictures has a faire expression, an avoir expression in it. Avoir froid, avoir chaud, avoir faim, avoir raison, avoir tort, avoir de la chance, right? If you look at them, someone's cold, there's a ghost, so it's scared, hungry, right, correct, incorrect, cold, hot, thirsty, lucky, all those different ones. So for each box, make a sentence saying that you are whatever that expression is that's being indicated in the picture. So for example, I would look at the guy in the upper left-hand corner with earmuffs and icicles, and I would say, j'ai froid, I'm cold, because that picture represents cold. So let's press pause, go through all these pictures. Again, don't pay attention to the A's and the B's. And when you're finished, press play. Press pause now. Okay, let's go to the next slide, talking about être expressions. So there's a lot of vocabulary here we need to know for this test. We're going to take a few days getting ready for it. All right, here we go. Now this comes from your book, and I apologize that it's kind of crooked. It was hard to take a picture of because the book was kind of bent. But this is a page from our textbook which explains the expressions we've learned that use the word être, right? So there are lots of different ones. I'd like you just to take a second to look over that while I read it. Être d'accord means to agree. Vous êtes d'accord avec moi? Do you agree with me? Vous êtes d'accord avec le président? Do you agree with the president? Vous êtes d'accord avec le prof? Are you in agreement with the teacher? Do you agree with the teacher? I want to say I'm busy doing something. Right now I'm working, right? I'm making this video for you. So I could say, je suis en train de travailler. Je suis en train de travailler. Maybe I tell my daughter she needs to do the dishes and she'd say, Maman, je suis en train de manger. Mom, I'm in the middle of eating. Je suis en train de manger. My dog is sleeping. Elle est en train de dormir. Dormir is to sleep. She's also snoring, which is ronfler. So I could say, elle est en train de ronfler. I don't know if you can hear her in this video, but she's sitting next to me snoring. To say something belongs to someone, we use à, right? Ah, le chien est à madame. The dog is madame's. That's madame's dog. Le chien est à madame. Maybe I have a pen. Le stylo est à moi. Le stylo est à moi. Maybe the television belongs to my friend. La télévision est à ma copine. La télévision est à ma copine. And then there's the three at the bottom about being on time or late. These are extremely important for us to know. Say them after me. Je suis à l'heure. Je suis à l'heure. I'm on time. Je ne suis pas en avance. Je ne suis pas en avance. I am not early. And the last one, I'm not late. Je ne suis pas en retard. Je ne suis pas en retard. Excellent. So now I want you to take the verb to be, être, and for each box, you're going to put the right form of être. So for example, with je, it's je suis. But with tu, it's tu es. So what I'd like you to do is make sure you have your notes in front of you if you're not sure about that conjugation. And you want to make sure you are sure about that conjugation because that's going to be something you'll need on the test, right? So you'd say, je suis, tu es, elles sont, elle est, nous sommes. Just go through the whole chart like that. If you need to look at your notebook the whole time, that's fine. Please press pause and press play again when you're done. Press pause now. Okay, we finished that. We are now officially finished going over our verbs. Faire, être, avoir. Actually, it's just those three. I'm sorry, I said before there were four. There are three. So now we're going to go on to do a little bit more practice in our independent work and start studying.